Tiger Code. So we're going to ask that you all will please stand as they lead us in the pledge and then the Tiger Code.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll be respectful, I'll be responsible, I'll be safe, I'll be prepared. I am here to learn. Therefore, nothing keep the teachers from teaching, and anyone self-concerned to learning. I'll cooperate all my classmates and adults. I'll respect myself, others, and environment. By acting this way, I'll prepare myself to the best thing I can be.
Now I would like to ask one of our class's favorite people, the only person that gets them out of control and I can't pull them back in, one of the leaders of our community, and my husband, Bishop Earl Terry, to come and give us a quick invocation.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, I want to say thank you for this day. Father, we thank you for the kids. Thank you for their willingness to learn and persevere, Father. We thank you for the parents that is backing their kids. We just thank you, Father, for change. We thank you for the love you have shown us all to keep us safe and enjoy this day and continue to help the kids get higher and higher in their education, that there will be assets in the community, in their homes, throughout the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, everyone, and we're about to get started. And before we get started, we have a new member on our team. We have Mrs. Lee, and she works so diligently with our students. Everybody, give Ms. Lee a round of applause. So we're excited. Please give them lots of applause. They've worked very hard. And parents, you did an awesome job. Every year, this group outdoes the group that was before them. We're going to start with May Lee. Come on, May. Go get her, go get your poster. Ask the guys that are on the end if you'll make another row for me down there so that they can get by with their posters. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Bonnie.
Good afternoon, my name is Maylee Gaines, and I'll be presenting for Miss Hannah Terry. Her occupation is she'll be a pastor, so she'll be elevated to apostle June 22nd, 2019. And she is an educator of 2nd grade Webber Elementary School. She was a PD specialist for Mississippi and Georgia, and she is a Christian counselor, and she's also a resource parent. Her date of birth is July 23rd, 1958, and she's from New Orleans. And her personal growth is she is married to Bishop Earl Terry. She's the author of I Have Heard It All, and You Can Put Your Lips on the Hook. She's also a mother. Her favorite color is purple. Her favorite foods is catfish, seafood, and pastas. And her favorite animal is cats. Her accomplishments is she graduated from Southern University at New Orleans with Latin honors, and U.S. Army in the last 81 chocolate map maker, and she was in the field of education since 1982. And she taught early childhood, elementary, and college. She was a principal for 8 years. She's the owner of Terry's Educational Center and Southern Outreach Christian and Southern Outreach Ministries. And she's also an owner of Terry's Lawn Service and Born Again Plants and Lawn Care. She is an educator of AA Early Childhood Education and Bay Elementary Education. She's also she's the mayor of education, and she purchased in PhD education leadership, kindergarten through 12th grade, AA medical assistant. And her personal note says, Miss Terry is my 2nd grade teacher. She taught me how to multiply, and she has taught me responsibility for someone throughout the stuffed animals. And Miss Terry's best quality is being beautiful inside and out. Miss Terry gave me a piece of paper and I got all the information from it.
Thank you, Neely. You can take yours down. She made me cry. Next, we have Bayou Ellison. I didn't learn to cite my sources until I was in college, and they're citing sources.
Good afternoon, my name is Bayou Ellison, and I'm going to be talking about W.E.B. Du Bois. William Edward Burge Hart Du Bois was born on February 23rd, 1868 in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. In 1885, Mr. Du Bois moved to Nashville, Tennessee to attend Fisk University. This is where he received his bachelor's degree. Where W.E.B. Du Bois attended Harvard University. He was the first African American to earn a PhD from Harvard. Mr. Du Bois accepted a teaching position in Wilberforce University in Ohio. In 1903, Du Bois wrote The Soul of Black Folk. Du Bois became the voice of protest against segregation and racism in the U.S. In 1910, Mr. Du Bois formed the National Session for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP. Du Bois was the editor of the NAA magazine, The Crisis. Mr. Du Bois was 66 years old when he left The Crisis. He returned to Atlanta University, where he wrote many of his most important works. In 1955, Mr. Du Bois was arrested under false accusation of being a communist spy. W.E.B. Du Bois accepted Premier Nkrumah's invitation to go to Ghana, where he became a citizen before his death in 1962. I got the information from Google.
Thank you very much. Awesome job. Elijah Dobbins. As Elijah's coming, this is the first class that I've had that my heart breaks when I can't come to work. Whether I'm ill or they send me to a workshop, I never want to be without this group. This has been an amazing group, and I've been teaching since 1982. This is the first time I felt this way. I hate to miss it. They keep me on my toes.
Hello, my name is Elijah Dobbins, and I'm presenting Barbara Jordan. Barbara Caroline Jordan was born February 21st, 1936 in Houston, Texas. She attended segregated schools throughout her childhood and her adult life. After hearing a speech from a lawyer by the name of Edith Sampson, Barbara decided to become an attorney. Jordan earned her law degree as one of only 2 African American women in her class. She went on to pass WES law for farmers. She was also the first African American woman the South to serve in U.S. House of Representatives. She went on to right the wrongs that lawmakers had set into place. After many years of public service, Barbara passed away on January 17, 1996 from complications from pneumonia due to her battle with leukemia. I got my information from Google.
Thank you so much. Your Elijah, take yours with you. Thank you so much. Red Sullivan.
Good afternoon, my name is Red Salt. I will be here to present Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks was born February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. On December 1st, 1915, Rosa Parks was asked to give up her seat for a white man. And she said no. The bus driver had her arrested the day Rosa Parks went to a court. People in African American community did not take the bus. They walked or took a cab. This was called the Montgomery Bus Boycott, and it lasted for 381 days. The bus companies lost lots of money. Finally, in June 1956, the court said segregation laws weren't right, and anyone could could sit wherever they wanted, no matter what color their skin was. She was known for the Montgomery bus boycott. She said each person must live their life as a model for others. I would like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free so other people would be also free. Who was she? Rosa Parks was called the First Lady of Civil Rights and the Secretary of NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Her medals: Spring War Medal, Martin Luther King Jr. Award, Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the Congressional Gold Medal. She died October 24th, 2005. She was diagnosed with progressive dementia. www.geography.com.
Good job. Another girl, Journey Alexander. If you notice, one of the things about our class, they support one another. They encourage one another, and they celebrate one another. And I love that about them. Come on, Journey. We have to do Journey quick. Journey and one of our friends were eating the peanuts. I was like, we better get to 12:30.
Hello, my name is Journey Alexander, and I will be presenting you George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver was born into slavery in 1864 in Diamond Grove, Missouri. Carver died January 5th, 1943 in Tuskegee, Alabama. Carter graduated from Minneapolis High School. He became the first black student to attend Ohio State in 96. Carter was hired to run the agriculture department at Tuskegee Institute. Carver was a scientist, inventor, and botanist. He was best known for his work with peanuts. He invented many products using peanuts: dyes, paints, flour, and soaps. He also invented products from soybean and sweet potato. Carver was known out the South as the farmer's best friend. His work with crop rotation helped many farmers survive. information from Google, YouTube, and a book called Who Was George Washington Carver? Good afternoon. My name is Addison Karina Craig, and I am going to tell you the story of Frederick Douglass. He was born a slave, and he was born in 1817. In February 1817 or 1818. We do not know because slave owners do not keep track of slaves' birthdays. His grandmother took him on a 12-mile walk, and that's when he met his brother and two sisters for the very first time that he did not know he had. The next day, his grandmother was gone, leaving them crying. One time, his aunt didn't give him any food at all, but then the mother found out and baked him a heart-shaped ginger cake. The next day, he never saw his mother ever again. The slave owner's wife read books with him and helped him teach him how to read. Read and write. She told her husband, but the husband told her to stop immediately before he would try to escape in the future or even in a couple of days. But he still wanted to read, so he saved up bread and traded with white boys. And he saved up 50 cents by polishing shoes and by his first book. He also published 3 other books and a newspaper called the North Star. One time, when he was around 20 years old, he dressed up as a sailor in a black tie, a red shirt, and a broad brim hat. And he tried to enter the White House, but the police tried to keep him out. But then Abraham Lincoln saw him, and he said, "Here comes my friend Frederick Douglass." Frederick Douglass had a little talk about slavery, about ending slavery with Abraham Lincoln. I remember one more thing. What is it? Anything special? One time he found out that white soldiers were only getting half of the amount of white soldiers. So he had another conversation with Abraham Lincoln about that. Later on, they both got the same amount of money. And I got my information from a book called, let me think for a second real quick, please. All about Frederick Douglass, I think it was.
That was awesome. That was a lot of information.
Good afternoon, my name is Ava Socher. Today I will be reading about Josephine Baker. Born June 3rd, 1906 in St. Louis, Missouri. The first African American female to star in a major movie. One of the leading figures of the French Revolution during World War II. Civil rights activist who was offered the leadership position after Martin Luther King was assassinated. A Red Cross nurse in the Army. Found success on Broadway, one of the highest paid performers in France. In 1961, Josephine was awarded the Legion of Honor, France's highest award. Died in 1975 from a hemorrhage, buried with military honors. I got my information from Wikipedia.
Good afternoon, my name is Mackenzie Pratt and I will be presenting Miss Terry. Pamela Terry was born on July 23rd, 1958 in New Orleans, Louisiana. She graduated from Southern University at New Orleans with Latin honors, majoring in education. Since 1982, Pamela Terry has been in the field of education, teaching early childhood, elementary schools, and even college. For 8 years, she held the title as a principal. Besides from her teaching career, Mrs. Terry has also part of the U.S. Army, MOS 81 Charlie, where she became a choreographic map maker. Mrs. Terry's Education Center, Southern Outreach Christian Academy, Southern Outreach Ministry, Terry's Lawn Service, Born Again Plants, and Lawn Care. Mrs. Terry is married to Bishop Earl Terry. She's a mother, a resource parent, a PD specialist for council. Currently a pastor at Southern Outreach Christian Academy, Pamela Terry will be elevated to apostle on June 22nd, 2019. She holds an AA in early childhood education and medical assistance, a BA in elementary education, and a MA in urban education. She's in the process of purchasing a PhD in educational leadership, kindergarten to 12th grade. She is an author of I Have Heard It All, You Can Put Your Lips on the Hook. Mrs. Terry's favorite food is catfish, seafood, pasta. Her favorite color is purple. She loves cats. Above all, Pamela Terry is our very own second grade teacher here at Waveland Elementary. I got my information from Miss Terry.
Thank you very much. You did an awesome job. I had only two, so you won't hear my name again. Mr. Eagle laughed this year. Mr. Terry didn't get selected. I got selected twice. Next, we'll have Kai Staples.
Good afternoon, my name is Kai Staples and I'm going to present Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a leader in the civil rights movement in the 1950s and 1960s. He led peaceful protests in the battle to guarantee civil rights, equality, peace for all people regardless of race, color, religion, or national origin. Martin Luther King Jr. was a very good student. King skipped 9th and 12th grade and received his high school diploma early. He attended Morehouse College when he was only 15. King earned a degree in sociology from Morehouse College, a divinity from Crozer Seminary, and a doctor's degree in theology from Boston University. Dr. King led peaceful protests demanding laws that would end segregations and discriminations in schools and employment. Dr. King also organized marches to bring national attention to a constitutional laws and action set in place to keep African Americans from voting in the South. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. helped organize the famous March on Washington. Over 250,000 people attended to show support of the civil rights legislation. He gave his famous I Have a Dream speech there too. Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Voting Rights Act of 1965, bringing Dr. King's dream closer to reality. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee, while standing on the balcony of his hotel. Interesting facts about Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the youngest person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. One of his major influences was Mohandas Gandhi, who was well known for protests in a non-violent manner. Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Presidential Medal, Congressional Medal of Freedom, Gold Medal, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And I got my information from Google.
Kaylin Lattimore, please. Thank you.